Hello everybody, so this video is entitled MSTR stock. We're up 9%, actually more than 10% as I record this. Bitcoin 78k, but it is very close to 79k as I record this. We stretch back, we are stretching back. So we celebrate, of course, yet another day at the top of the leaderboard. If you go on CNBC, you look at the top movers. Strategy is a top 3 top mover again, outperforming the broad market epically on a slightly up day for this morning. In the market, slightly up. Yesterday, especially towards the evening, slightly down. This is good. I want this week to be a breather, right? I want the market to take a pause, this week. We don't want to move too far, too fast. We have to take our time on continued Middle East noise. If you know what's going on, tell me in the comment section because like I don't know. Apparently, there's no united government over there. It's a complete mess. I have no idea what's going on. I am not interested by what's going on, but I like that the market is shifting its attention to earnings and to the new Fed chair coming, and really people, unpacking what he said yesterday at the hearing. I think the new chair is going to turn out to be great, to be a very good Fed chair, and I think he's going to be pro rate cuts, even though he said he wasn't going to be pro rate cuts. Anyways, no overwhelmingly good or overwhelmingly bad news, a low news week, and I just want to focus on earnings. And of course, tonight, big earnings with Tesla. So we'll see if it sets the tone for a good earnings season. But again, not too good, please. We got to take a breather. I want it to be a breather. Sorry about this side note. Let's talk about strategy. So you see my second screenshot is up 10.5%. I really hope he's ATMing right now, right? MNAV is 1.29. We're selling $100 for 129. This is time to ATM. Strategy, of course, is supposed to be roughly 1.5x the volatility of Bitcoin. I use IBIT as the proxy for Bitcoin in all of my videos because they are the same trading hours as strategy. And you can see strategy is 2x IBIT. So we're probably not ATMing. We should be ATMing right now, right? I'd like strategy to be trading a little lower, right? Let's be up only 6 or 7%. Let's ATM. Let's collect that 0.29 of, we're not going to call them profit, but yield of BTC yield. Let's collect that BTC yield so we can reach, eventually perhaps $1 million Bitcoin perhaps by the end of the year. Wouldn't that be amazing? Let's do that. Anyways, I really hope he's ATMing. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up nearly 79,000. Fear and greed unfortunately crossed into greed again. This is yet one of these things that I don't like. Look at how sharp the rise was from extreme fear to extreme greed in next to no time. I would like us to sit in the neutral section for a little while, please, like a few months. Let's stay neutral. Let's just be neutral and focus on the fundamentals. Crypto goes from super bullish to super bearish to super bullish again in weeks, perhaps even a week at times. And so this is a little crazy for me, but this is overwhelmingly positive. And of course, I'll conclude with the positivity about stretching back up. Again, we stretch back. That's the title of the video, and that's the title of the tweet of the day from Michael Saylor. Stretch for Bitcoin. Of course, I think this is Atlas Hodl meme picture or whatever. Yeah, we stretch back, and of course, if the markets stop dislocating, if the markets go back to normal, if Bitcoin goes back up, we should go back to 100 in no time. I am hoping today by end of day, and if not, tomorrow. But it turns out that FUD attack, and by the way, FUD of course means fear, uncertainty, and doubt. I know some people ask in the comment section, fear, uncertainty, and doubt attack really hurt it, and that was idiosyncratic for this week, right? That was a unique thing. I don't expect we're gonna get such a wave of FUD every ex-dividend date going forward, right? The fact that wave of FUD was released right after the stock goes ex-dividend really doesn't help. Like you release your biggest FUD piece on the day the stock is ex-dividend, and was that random? I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, Stretch is still the largest preferred in the world. I pointed that out in the video. That's amazing. We're almost twice as big as Wells Fargo, twice as big as any of the banking preferred. And remember, Stretch, of course, is backed by Bitcoin. It's not backed by fractional reserve banking, like the preferred from a bank, and it's not backed by a mortgage, right? Think about what's durable. The cash flows underlying a portfolio of tens of thousands of homes with people who may or may not lose their jobs. Are those cash flows more durable, or is Stretch fully backed 3-1, actually 3.5-1? That's the BTC rating, 3.5-1 by Bitcoin. $100 of Stretch is backed by $350 of Bitcoin, right? What's more anti-fragile? What's more anti-fragile, right? A lot of these preferred, whether it's a banking preferred or the Fannie Mae Freddie Mac preferred, they are backed by cash flows, which is fine. But I fundamentally believe that cash flows are more fragile these days. They're more fragile than Bitcoin, who just sits there and does nothing and is simply a monetary asset that is designed to not be corrupted, that is designed to not be printed, that cannot be printed. The ultimate hard asset, protected by an army of miners consuming 5% of all of the energy of the Earth. Maybe a little less now with AI competing for that energy. But you get the point. And APYX, of course, is spreading in the financial system, APYX. So there's a few other ones. There's Roxxam, there's APYX. They are accumulating Stretch and making Stretch available on crypto rails for those OUS, outside of the US. Because, of course, you kind of need a US broker to access Stretch. Or maybe you can be in Europe and use like Interactive Broker and access US stocks. I know some people do that. But for a lot of people, if you're not in the West in general, how do you access Stretch? If you say, I don't know, in Malaysia or wherever, how do you access it? Well, you could access it through STRCX, which is a token that you can buy on crypto rails, on DeFi rails, and they own 500,000 Stretch. So that's pretty impressive, if you ask me. This is taking the world by storm. Stretch is taking the world by storm, whether it is the TradFi world on TradFi rails or whether it is the crypto world on crypto rails. Turns out a Senti stablecoin that pays 11.5% yield is very appealing to most people. And that's whether they believe in Bitcoin or not. At some point in your life, there's always a period of time where you just gotta park the cash and where you can't be in a volatile asset like Bitcoin. And so this is the appeal of this instrument. We stretch back. Anyways, this was not investment advice. This is not financial advice. This is only entertainment. I'm hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe, follow me on Patreon, follow me next. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.